give us an Ignite talk, please put your hands together for Namata.
Greetings, comrades, greetings, comrades. When I say Joe boy, what do you say? Joe boy! Joe boy! Joe boy! Africa must unite! Africa must unite! Africa must unite! Joe boy! Joe boy! Thank you very much to the organizers of this Baraza for bringing us together in what is an important dialogue. My name is 𝗕𝗿𝗇. I am Fighter General. I am shouting. I am Fighter General of the Economic Fighters League. We are an inclusionist movement based in Ghana. What does that mean? We are pan-Africanist. We are socialist. And we are towards an economic freedom in our lifetime. Yes? We are talking about a socialism that brings a socialization of infrastructure. We're talking about socialization of power. We're talking about socialization of resources. We're talking about socialization of wealth. The people must have the power, and that is why we are all here. So thank you so much. I must acknowledge Comrade 𝗕𝗿𝗇's comments on when he was saying that it is important to look at the class dimension of what we are dealing with. We are all experiencing it in our respective spaces, and that is a basis upon which we, as the Economic Fighters League, are fighting for the people of Ghana and Africa. Yes, Ghana, Africa. Africa must unite. Oh, Charlie, the lunch is oppressing us. Africa must unite. Thank you very much. Comrade Daniel at the back, I would appreciate the slides if you could. Hello? Okay. Now, we as a movement, we were founded in 2016, and we have been working since that time to make sure that the people of Ghana are able to take back the power that is theirs. We are working towards a reclamation, towards a point where the people are able to declare what is theirs and then to be able to take it. We are fed up of working in systems in which you are not heard. We heard from the 𝗕𝗿𝗇 activists that this is something that happens all the time, and I know that that's why you are all here, so I won't take too much time on that. We have been asked to speak about Drop That Chamber, an action we took in 2019. Next slide, please. We as a movement, as a nation, heard that the Parliament of Ghana, sitting in a building that looks like this, wanted to build a parliament for $200 million. $200 million they wanted to spend on their comfort when they already had a structure like this. Next slide, please. While they were talking about this, our infrastructure looks like this. Our produce is rotting on farms. People are losing their lives needlessly because they are not investing in our infrastructure. Next slide, please. Another slide. Not only are we dealing with the infrastructure in this sense, let's look at the next slide as well. You are dealing with a situation where people are giving birth on the floors of hospitals. And you want to go and build a $200 million chamber. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of disrespect for the people who have elected you into power will make you go and say that we are going to spend $200 million when your children are being born on the floors of hospitals? We reject that. And so if you go to the next couple of slides, please, Daniel, you will see that this is a situation not just in one hospital, not just in two hospitals. This is something that was happening across the country. We reject that. And then you look, if you go to the next slide, you're looking at the education system. You have children who are studying in dilapidated structures. You want to increase your comfort. You want to increase your comfort when the people who elected you are not able to get a reasonable education. We reject that. Thank you. Next slide. You see this, and what I love about this, and it's not something we should be loving, is the innovation behind that. The fact that people, in spite of a rotten system, in spite of the fact that these people feel no duty to the people who have voted for them, people will still make a way. But it does not mean that we remain silent. We must push for what is our right. Next slide, please. This is an example of a school structure. And you want to spend $200 million Next slide, please. $200 million while people are building the dilapidated structures. We reject it. Now, we found that the people of Ghana were livid. We were furious. We were saying, without a doubt, across the nation, from the north to the south and the east to the west, we were rejecting the idea that a parliament of people who we put in power were going to make themselves more comfortable, while we were sitting without a delivery, without any service delivery. And so the people, next slide please, the people continued to resist this. Next slide. And they continued to decide to build it. They continued with the plan to spend $200 million of taxpayers' money to make themselves more comfortable in a parliament that they don't even attend. We reject it. And so this happens.
Parliament won't sit under trees.
Parliament won't sit under trees. The Economic Fighters League decided that if they were not going to listen to us, we were going to take the voice of the people to them. And so we summoned the people. We brought a group of fighters into the Parliament of Ghana, into the public gallery, to ensure that the voices of people would be in the spaces that make decisions about the lives of the people. And so we entered Parliament, and this is what happened. Next slide.
And ultimately, the decision one way or the other is we don't need any discussion of this. Drop that table. Drop that table. Drop that table.
This was how parliamentary proceedings were disrupted today. Soon after, this happened.
Our leaders are fully tell them we are not afraid of anything.
Former youth organizer of the CPP, 𝗕ecie𝗃𝗲𝗺, and another protester, Abeku Adams, found themselves on the south side of the law. The leaders of the Economic Fighters League, who were sitting at the public gallery of the lawmaking chamber, were only minutes away from petitioning the lawmakers against constructing the new chamber.
And I think our tired youth of this country stood up and asked the right questions. Do we need a new parliament in this country at this time when there are still social, economic issues, and issues in this country? Drop that chamber. This is the simple message we are here to send. And if you will beat me up, you will molest me, you will kill me, you cannot restrain us from saying what we have to say.
The men were subsequently arrested by officers of the Parliamentary Security Unit, but that hardly ended the spectacle. Shortly after, other members of the Economic Fighters Group thronged the entrance of Parliament, shouting and rolling protest cars asking government to drop that chamber. 𝗕𝗿𝗿𝗶𝗋, who was not allowed into the premises, told G12 News that Parliament's priorities are misplaced.
Most of the time, that small chamber that they are complaining about is half empty. So why do they want a bigger one? Why? Whereas young people are on the street and they don't have jobs. A lot of people cannot afford 3 square meals in a day. We have better use for our money.
The fighters, as they are called on members of the public to join the fight as they demand the unconditional release of their leaders.
Thank you. Our leader of the Economic Fighters League, 𝗕cie𝗃𝗲𝗺, is the one who led us into Parliament for this action. And so in conclusion, comrades, we know that it is possible. We know that our voices matter. They dropped that chamber. They dropped it. Yes, thank you. Now, in the last comment, as I have exceeded my 7 minutes, and I appreciate your patience, I would remind us all, comrades, that even as we do this, even as we react to the injustices of a system that is designed to oppress the people, We should also be reclaiming narratives. We should be taking power back. We should be defining what conversations are being had. We can not only be reacting to a rotten system, we should be defining the direction. And so if we can do that, if we can drop that chamber, if we can send Ruto home, if we can make